All right, so you sent over a really fascinating mix here of articles and reports about what's trending on YouTube. It's like a snapshot of, of the internet's attention span these days.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see if we can kind of unpack this and figure out, why certain videos are exploding in popularity and what that might tell us about where online entertainment is headed next.
Yeah, that's the exciting part, I think.
Yeah.
It's not just about the views or the numbers.
Right.
It's about understanding like the underlying cultural currents and the technological shifts that these trends represent.
Okay, well, let's start with music then.
Sure.
Since that's always a good indicator of what people are kind of vibing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing that jumped out at me was the continued popularity of lo-fi hip-hop.
Oh, yeah.
Like those lo-fi girl streams with the chill beats and the anime aesthetic.
Right, yeah.
It seems like it's still going strong.
I think it's more than just a chill vibe, though.
Oh, really?
You know, I think it taps into something deeper.
Okay.
Especially for younger generations.
Right, yeah.
There's a growing awareness of mental health and mindfulness these days.
Absolutely.
And lo-fi music almost acts like a sonic antidote to the stress and anxiety of modern life.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's like creating a peaceful space in a world that often feels very chaotic.
Right.
But then on the flip side, we've also got this resurgence of funk music.
Oh, yeah.
Which is about as far from chill as you can get.
Totally.
It's dark.
Yeah.
It's gritty and often quite intense.
Yeah, it's interesting how those two seemingly opposite trends can coexist.
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild.
Maybe it reflects kind of cultural duality. We crave both calm and intensity.
Yeah.
And music provides an outlet for both of those extremes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears a bit and talk about gaming, which is always a massive force on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
One thing that caught my eye was the incredible popularity of Blox Fruits, which is a game within the Roblox universe.
Right.
It's clearly resonating with a huge audience.
Yeah, what's fascinating about Roblox is that it's really fostered these incredibly niche communities within its platform.
Right.
Like Blox Fruits is just one example.
Yeah.
But there are countless others.
Yeah.
It's almost like a metaverse of like micro fandoms.
Oh, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's not just Roblox.
Right.
Souls-like games, known for their brutal difficulty. And dark fantasy settings are still drawing huge viewership on YouTube.
For sure.
People love watching skilled players conquer those challenging bosses.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of spectacle to it. It's like watching a digital gladiator arena.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a deeper appeal, too.
Okay.
These games require a lot of patience, skill,
absolutely,
and a willingness to overcome adversity.
Yeah.
And I think those are qualities that many people admire.
Right. It's not just about entertainment. It's about witnessing mastery and resilience.
Exactly.
And on a completely different note,
okay.
Genshin Impact is another gaming phenomenon that continues to dominate on YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
With its stunning anime-style visuals, vast open world and gacha mechanics.
Right.
It seems to have struck a chord with a global audience.
I think Genshin Impact is a prime example of how games are evolving into these like expansive multimedia experiences.
Right.
It's not just about playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
It's about immersing yourself in the world.
Yeah.
The characters, the lore.
Yeah.
And that translates really well to video content.
I see. Moving away from gaming for a second, let's talk about some entertainment and lifestyle trends.
Okay.
ASMR is still a major force on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And the shorts format seems to be giving it a new boost.
Yeah, the rise of ASMR shorts is really interesting. It seems to be catering to a desire for like bite-sized relaxation and sensory stimulation.
Yeah.
It's almost like a digital form of mindfulness, but instead of focusing on your breath, you're focusing on these like tingling sounds and visuals.
Interesting. And speaking of emerging formats, we have to talk about VTubers.
Oh, yeah.
These virtual YouTubers are really breaking into the mainstream.
They are.
And it seems like there's a growing audience for this kind of content.
Yeah, the appeal of VTubers is really multifaceted.
Okay.
On one hand, it offers a layer of anonymity for creators, allowing them to express themselves in ways they might not feel comfortable doing otherwise.
Yeah.
But it also taps into a broader trend towards what we might call faceless YouTube channels.
What do you mean by faceless channels?
Well, it's the idea that in certain niches, viewers are becoming less interested in the creator's personality.
Okay.
And more interested in the content itself.
Interesting.
You know, it's a shift away from the traditional influencer model towards a more content-centric approach.
So VTubers fit into that because the focus is on the avatar.
Exactly.
And the content they're creating rather than the person behind the avatar.
Yeah. And it's not just VTubers.
Okay.
We see this trend emerging across various categories. You know, from gaming channels where the focus is purely on gameplay to educational channels where the information is presented in an engaging but impersonal way.
You know what else is gaining traction?
What's that?
Restoration videos.
Oh, yeah.
There's something so captivating about watching skilled artisans bring old, damaged objects back to life.
It's more than just captivating.
Yeah.
It's deeply satisfying. You know, there's a sense of order being restored, of beauty emerging from decay.
Right.
And it often combines that visual appeal with the ASMR qualities we discussed earlier, making for a very engaging sensory experience.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And speaking of things making a comeback, chess content is having a real moment on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a great example of how pop culture can influence online trends. You know, shows like The Queen's Gambit and platforms like chess.com have brought a new level of awareness and accessibility to the game.
Okay.
Sparking interest among a wider audience.
Yeah, it's like chess has become cool again.
It has.
And it's not just chess.
Right.
Educational animation is another area that's seeing a surge in popularity.
I think people are hungry for knowledge, but they want it delivered in a way that's engaging and accessible.
Right.
And educational animation.
Yeah.
When done well, can make complex topics come to life.
Yeah.
In a way that traditional lectures or textbooks simply can't match.
And then, of course, there are the ever-popular body transformation journeys and motivational success stories.
Oh, yeah, those are always a hit.
It seems like people never tire of these personal narratives of overcoming challenges and achieving goals.
Those stories tap into a fundamental human desire for inspiration and hope. They remind us that change is possible.
Right.
That we can achieve great things if we set our minds to it.
Absolutely.
And in a world that often feels uncertain and overwhelming,
yeah,
that message can be incredibly powerful.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
You know, those stories offer a kind of roadmap for navigating our own challenges, even if the specifics are different.
Absolutely.
And they're proof that even in the digital age, authentic human connection and shared experiences are what really resonate with people.
I think that's key.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about some trends that are specific to the YouTube platform itself.
All right. Sounds good.
One thing that's been popping up a lot in these articles is the rise of YouTube automation.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. Have you noticed that?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. It's a fascinating development in the creator economy.
Right.
Essentially, people are exploring ways to create content that generates passive income.
Okay.
Often using AI tools or outsourcing certain tasks.
So it's like building a content machine.
Yeah, exactly.
That can run even when you're not actively working on it.
That's the idea.
That sounds appealing on the surface.
Yeah.
But I imagine there are also some potential downsides or ethical considerations.
Absolutely. There's a debate emerging about the authenticity of automated content and whether it truly resonates with audiences.
Yeah.
In the same way as content created by human hands.
Yeah.
And then there are questions about the potential impact on the creator landscape as a whole. You know, will automation lead to a more level playing field?
Right.
Or will it further concentrate power in the hands of those who can afford the technology?
It's like any new technology.
Yeah.
There are both opportunities and challenges to consider.
For sure, for sure.
And while we're on the topic of emerging tech, we can't ignore the growing presence of deepfake AI on YouTube.
Oh, deepfakes are they're a prime example of how technology can be both fascinating and potentially dangerous.
Right.
You know, the ability to create these incredibly realistic but completely fabricated videos raises serious ethical concerns.
Absolutely.
About misinformation manipulation and the erosion of trust in online content.
It's a reminder that we need to be critical consumers of information and think carefully about the sources we trust.
Absolutely.
But on a more positive note, user-generated content, UGC, is becoming increasingly valuable for brands and marketers, opening up new opportunities for creators.
UGC just feels more authentic and relatable to audiences than traditional advertising.
Right.
It's like getting a recommendation from a friend rather than a faceless corporation.
I see.
Yeah.
And platforms like YouTube are becoming hotbeds for this type of content.
Yeah, for sure.
Which brings us to YouTube dropshipping.
Okay.
That seems to be a growing trend.
It is.
With creators leveraging their channels to build entire e-commerce businesses.
Dropshipping allows creators to tap into a different revenue stream.
Right.
And potentially reach a wider audience. It's a way to monetize their influence beyond traditional advertising models.
And it ties into the popularity of Temu hauls.
Yeah.
Where creators showcase their purchases from this online retailer. It's like a digital version of window shopping.
Yeah.
But with the added element of seeing real people
using and reviewing the products.
It's a testament to the power of product discovery and the influence of creators in shaping consumer choices.
Interesting.
And speaking of influence,
yeah,
high-earning YouTube live streams are becoming increasingly common, with creators capitalizing on the real-time interaction and engagement that live streaming offers.
Right. It's like having a direct connection to your audience.
Exactly.
Building community and generating revenue all at the same time.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Now, let's bring all this to life with some specific creator examples.
Right.
You mentioned earlier how Gracie's Corner is a great example of educational content for kids.
Absolutely.
That's both entertaining and impactful.
Gracie's Corner is a fantastic example of how to cater to a younger audience without talking down to them. Right. You know, the songs and animations are catchy and engaging, but they're also subtly educational. Right.
Teaching valuable lessons about numbers, colors, and social-emotional skills.
And then you have Lanky Box.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a massive hit with a slightly older demographic. Right. They're known for their gaming and comedy content. And they've clearly cracked the code.
They have.
For what resonates with that age group.
Lanky Box understands their target audience perfectly.
Yeah.
They're funny, they're relatable, and their videos are packed with energy and excitement.
It's a formula that's clearly working for them.
It is.
Game Tunes is another interesting example.
Yeah.
They've carved out a successful niche by creating animated videos based on popular video games.
They're leveraging existing fandoms and building upon them.
Yeah.
With creative storytelling and animation. It's a smart strategy for reaching a dedicated and passionate audience.
For those with a sense of adventure, we have Danny Go.
Oh, yeah.
Whose travel and adventure vlogs are a feast for the eyes.
Yeah.
And a reminder that there's a whole world out there.
Waiting to be explored.
Danny Go taps into our innate desire for exploration and new experiences. He takes us on journeys to far-off lands. But he also makes it feel personal and relatable.
Okay.
Sharing his own experiences and insights along the way.
For tech enthusiasts.
Yeah.
There's Mero Hoostboss, who's become a respected voice in the tech space.
He has.
With his detailed reviews and comparisons.
He's built a reputation for thoroughness and expertise.
Yeah.
Which is essential.
Right.
In a space where information overload is rampant.
Yeah.
You know, he helps viewers navigate the complex world of tech.
Right.
And make informed decisions about the products they buy.
And lastly, we have Mrs. Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
Whose educational content for toddlers has become a phenomenon.
Mrs. Rachel highlights the importance of early childhood development.
Yeah.
And the power of educational content that caters to the youngest viewers. Her videos are designed to engage toddlers.
But they're also subtly teaching them valuable skills that will benefit them throughout their lives.
I think it's amazing how YouTube can cater to such a wide range of ages and interests.
It's true.
You know, there's truly something for everyone.
Absolutely.
But I know we have even more trends to cover.
Oh, yeah. We've only just scratched the surface.
So let's keep this momentum going.
Let's do it.
We're talking about the variety of content on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think this next batch really drives that point home.
You're right.
Yeah.
We're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of trends. that showcase just how diverse and eclectic the YouTube landscape truly is.
Get ready, because it's about to get interesting.
Buckle up.
We're talking DIY home projects.
Right.
Where creators transform spaces and inspire viewers to tackle their own renovations. Then there are the speedrun challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Where gamers push their skills to the limit.
Right.
Trying to complete games as fast as possible.
Speed is key.
And of course, vegan cooking is having a major moment.
For sure.
It's not just about the recipes.
Okay.
It's about the lifestyle. And the values behind those choices.
Yeah.
Which resonate with a growing audience.
I think it's interesting how food is becoming a form of self-expression these days.
Yeah.
And a way to connect with like-minded people.
Absolutely. And speaking of connecting, interactive video quizzes are a fun way for viewers to test their knowledge and maybe even learn something new along the way.
It's a great example of how YouTube is becoming more interactive and engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have fan edits.
Oh, yeah.
Where creators put their own spin on existing movies or shows.
I love fan edits.
Yeah.
You know, it showcases the power of creativity.
Right.
And remix culture.
It's like taking something you love and making it your own.
Exactly.
Adding your own personal touch and sharing it with the world.
Right.
And speaking of sharing, reaction videos are still huge.
Oh, yeah. Those will never go away.
People love watching others experience something for the first time.
Yeah.
Whether it's a movie, a song, or a viral video.
It's like a virtual watch party where you get to experience the emotions and reactions alongside someone else.
And then there are travel vlogs.
Oh, yeah.
Which continue to fuel our wanderlust.
They do.
Taking us on virtual journeys to far-off places and inspiring our own adventures.
It's a way to experience the world from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
But it can also be a powerful motivator.
Right.
To get out there and explore.
And for those who prefer to explore the world from above, drone footage offers these stunning aerial perspectives of our planet.
Oh, yeah. The drone shots are incredible.
Showcasing its beauty and vastness from a whole new angle.
It's like having a bird's eye view of the world.
Right.
Capturing landscapes and cityscapes in ways we've never seen before.
And speaking of perspectives, fantasy football tips.
Oh, yeah.
Are essential for anyone who wants to dominate their league.
Right.
And claim bragging rights.
It's a perfect example of how YouTube can cater to niche interests and provide valuable information and insights to passionate communities.
And for gamers, Fortnite updates are always a hot topic.
For sure.
Keeping them in the loop on the latest changes and challenges in this ever-evolving game.
It's like a constant stream of new content and experiences, keeping players engaged and coming back for more.
Then there's the phenomenon of TikTok compilation reactions.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
It's like a double dose of entertainment.
Yeah.
First, you get the viral TikToks.
Right.
And then you get to see someone else's hilarious reaction to them.
It's a testament to the power of shared experiences and the way that laughter can connect people across different platforms and communities.
I see.
Yeah.
And if you're a foodie with a strong stomach, mukbang videos might be your thing.
Oh, the mukbang.
These videos feature people eating massive quantities of food.
I know.
Often while interacting with their audience.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cultural phenomenon.
It is.
And while it might not be for everyone,
it's
certainly captivating to watch.
And for those who appreciate vintage treasures, vintage reselling is a growing trend on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Creators share their tips for finding and flipping unique items, often turning a tidy profit in the process.
It's a combination of nostalgia, sustainability, and entrepreneurial spirit, which is a potent mix.
Absolutely. And then there's the enduring appeal of true crime stories, which delve into the dark side of human nature and keep us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah. True crime is a genre that never seems to lose its grip. On our fascination.
Maybe it's because it forces us to confront
the
darker aspects of reality and explore the complexities of human behavior.
It's a fascinating genre for sure.
And for the adventurous souls out there, urban exploration videos take us to abandoned buildings and forgotten corners of our cities.
Yeah, I love those.
Offering a glimpse into the hidden world around us.
It's like a modern-day treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But instead of gold, we're searching for history and forgotten stories.
I love that analogy. And speaking of exploration, fitness challenges continue to inspire viewers to push their limits and achieve their fitness goals.
It's all about motivation and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing others succeed can be a powerful driver
Right.
for our own progress.
And as we wrap up this whirlwind tour of YouTube trends, it's clear that the platform is a reflection of our collective interests, passions, and anxieties.
It's a digital mirror reflecting our interests, our anxieties, our aspirations.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is.
The sheer scale and diversity of what's happening on YouTube right now.
It's a constant evolution.
Right.
A reflection of who we are.
Yeah.
And what we're interested in.
And what's so exciting is that it's not a passive reflection.
Right.
Creators are actively shaping the platform, pushing boundaries, and experimenting with new formats and ideas.
It's a dynamic interplay between creators and viewers.
It really is.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes YouTube such a fascinating and ever-evolving landscape.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not a passive reflection.
Yeah.
You know, creators are actively shaping the platform.
Right.
Pushing boundaries and experimenting with new formats and ideas.
Yeah. It's a constant evolution, you know?
It is.
It really is. And I think that's what makes YouTube such a fascinating and ever-evolving landscape.
Absolutely.
It really is amazing to see how YouTube has become this global stage for creativity, entrepreneurship, and even education. It's more than just entertainment. It's a reflection of who we are as a society.
It's a digital mirror reflecting our interests, our anxieties, our aspirations.
Yeah.
And it's constantly evolving, which makes it so fascinating to study.
We've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From lo-fi hip-hop to deepfake AI, from Blocks Fruits to Mrs. Rachel.
A lot of ground.
But I'm curious, from all of these trends, what stood out to you as the most significant unveiling?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's so many interconnected trends at play.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, I think it would be the growing influence of AI.
Okay.
We talked about deepfakes, but there's also the emergence of AI-powered tools for content creation.
Right.
Like image generators and even script writing software.
That's a really good point. It makes you wonder what happens to creativity when anyone can generate high-quality content with just a few prompts.
Right.
Does it democratize creativity or does it devalue it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, these tools can empower creators, giving them access to resources they might not otherwise have. But there's also the risk of homogenization, of losing that unique human touch that makes content truly special.
It's almost like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
We have to figure out how to harness these powerful technologies without losing sight of what makes human creativity so valuable.
Absolutely.
It's something to keep in mind as we watch the YouTube landscape continue to evolve.
For sure. And I think that's the key takeaway from all of this. YouTube is a dynamic platform, constantly in flux.
Yeah.
To really understand it, we need to stay curious, keep exploring, and be open to the unexpected.
Well said. So to our listeners, I hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of what's trending on YouTube and why it matters. But don't stop here. Keep exploring the channels we mentioned.
Yeah.
See what sparks your interest and maybe even start creating your own content. Who knows? You might be the next big YouTube sensation. It really is amazing to see how YouTube has become this global stage for creativity.
It is.
Entrepreneurship and even education.
Yeah, it really has.
It's more than just entertainment at this point.
I agree.
You know, it's a reflection of who we are as a society.
Yeah, it's like a digital mirror reflecting our interests, our anxieties, our aspirations.
And it's constantly evolving, too, which I think is so fascinating.
Well, that's what keeps it interesting, right?
We've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From lo-fi hip-hop to deepfake AI, from Blocks Fruits to Miss Rachel.
Right. A lot of different topics.
But I'm curious, from all of these trends, what stood out to you as the most significant?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
There are so many interconnected trends at play.
Right.
But if I had to pick one, I think it would be the growing influence of AI.
Okay.
You know, we talked about deepfakes.
Yeah.
But there's also the emergence of AI-powered tools for content creation.
Right.
Like image generators and even script writing software.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what happens to creativity when anyone can generate high-quality content with just a few prompts. Does it democratize creativity or does it devalue it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
On one hand, these tools can empower creators, giving them access to resources they might not otherwise have.
Right.
But there's also the risk of homogenization.
Yeah.
of losing that unique human touch that makes content truly special.
It's almost like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah, I think we are.
You know, we have to figure out how to harness these powerful technologies without losing sight of what makes human creativity so valuable.
Couldn't agree more.
It's something to keep in mind as we watch the YouTube landscape continue to evolve.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key takeaway from all of this. You know, YouTube is a dynamic platform constantly in flux.
Yeah.
To really understand it, we need to stay curious.
Right.
Keep exploring and be open to the unexpected.
Well said.
Thank you.
So, to our listener, I hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of what's trending on YouTube and why it matters. But don't stop here. Keep exploring the channels we mentioned.
Yeah.
See what sparks your interest and maybe even start creating your own content.
Right.
Who knows? You might be the next big YouTube sensation.
You never know.
Well, this has been a really fascinating conversation.
It has.
I've learned a lot today.
Me too.
And I hope our listener has as well.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Until next time, stay curious.
And keep exploring.